To match number 2 we go now over in the Asian Cup with the teams out in Group D, E and F yet to get going with their second round of games. We're going to take a look at them and of course get our picks, and they're coming at you next. That's right, folks, back once again with a prediction video. Today we're taking a look at match number 2, part 2. That's right, taking a look at Groups D, E and F, of course, over in the Asian Cup. We'll get to that in a second. Of course, if you're new, where you been? Smash your subscribe button, mate. All things Asian Cup related, Black and Rovers related, world football related. We're going to all here, boys. In a bloody hotel, day 2 at a hotel, of course, looking forward to this round of games. Some of the big boys get themselves up and at them with a big win. But there's also been a couple of surprises out in the Asian Cup. We'll have a look at them, all of them, in a second. Of course, big shout out to my VIPs. They are the patrons, you know who you are. But again, if you are new, make sure you smash the old subscribe. Your one-stop shop for this. That's right, it's the Asian Cup. That's right. So we're going to take a look back at match number 1, part 2, of course, and recap the results. For these guys, of course. Start with, of course, the Japanese. Goodness gracious me. Took it on Vietnam last time around. 4-0 win was my pick. They actually had a little bit of a nightmare, didn't they? 4-2 was the final score in the end. Got over the line, none the same. Meanwhile, South Korea, no problems with them. I went with a 3-0 win on that one. Actually, it was a 3-1 win, so not too shabby on that victory. Meanwhile, Indonesia against Iraq was a 3-1 win for Iraq. Big win for them on the road. Of course, got the one a little bit wrong, didn't I? I didn't know what to expect from Indonesia, but of course, that result there showcases where they are at, and of course, does highlight the fact that Iraq can cause some problems in this group. Meanwhile, Malaysia, they got spanked as well, didn't they? 4-0 loss on their match. I went with the 2-1 win for was it Jordan on that one. So big result for them as they look to be the real bloody deal. Meanwhile, Thailand, they got themselves a good result, didn't they? Was it a 2-0 victory over Kyrgyzstan there? I went with a 2-1 win the other way, so congrats to the Thais. Big victory for them. And of course, Saudi Arabia scraped themselves a 2-1 win over Oman. I went with a 1-1 draw on that one. So that's, of course, the picks there, of course. This is the situation in the current, in the tables right now. Group D has Japan running away with it, with Iraq joining them in a second spot. Vietnam and Indonesia have got it all to do. That's right. Jordan, they top the charts in Group E with South Korea. Both of those two nations off with a victory. Bahrain and Malaysia got it all to do as well. Thailand and Saudi Arabia also top the charts in Group F. Oman and Kyrgyzstan have got it all to do in their matches, of course. But we've got no more time here, of course. We are looking forward to the next round of games. Match number 2, part 2, starting with, of course, a quick look at Vietnam up against Indonesia. Let's get into the deep end now. These two sides have played each other 12 times, since 2012. We've got 4 wins for Vietnam. We've got 1 win for Indonesia. 7 draws, of course. The biggest win for Vietnam was a 4-0 win. In fact, they got 19 goals in those 12 games, 1.58 goals a game on average. Indonesia, though, just the one and only victory. That was a 2-1 win. But they've got 11 goals in those 12 matches, 0.92 goals a game on average. Indonesia, though, 8% form for them. Woeful form heading into this one. 0 points so far this tournament. Vietnam also 0 points on the board right now. 17% form for them. Just 1 win of the last 6 games. Now, these two sides did play way back in January 2023. It was in the, I don't know what, some Suzuki Cup maybe. 2-0 victory it was for Vietnam way back when. That one and only victory for Indonesia. Oh, goodness gracious, we've got to go way back. I don't even know when that was. It was back in 2016, that's right. But of course, we'll see if those can right the wrongs on this one. Quick look at the bookies odds on this one. 11-8 on is your Vietnam. 3-1 is the draw. 7-2 is your away win. Of course, Indonesia. So the bookies go with Vietnam. So am I, of course. I'm going to go with a 3-1 win. Of course, they gave us a little bit of a glimmer of what they can do there against the Japanese. They scored a couple of goals against one of the most informed nations in the world. So of course, I think they'll have enough in the tank to take out Indonesia. None the same. Meanwhile, the big boys, Iraq, Japan will lock horns as well this coming midweek. Of course, on Friday, January the 19th. Now, these two sides have played each other, in my eyes, just 6 times in 2012, nothing for Iraq. We've got 5 wins for Japan. There's been 1 draw now. Of course, Iraq just scored the 2 goals in the course of those 6 games, 0.33 goals a game on average. Japan, though, with a big 4-0 win, their highest, scoring 10 goals in 6 games, 1.67 goals a game on average. Of course, Japan looking A-OK right now, at least 6 games, well, actually 11 games winning run at the moment. Of course, 100% form for them heading into this one. Iraq, though, on the back of that big victory for them. 4 wins in the last 5, 6, 7% form for them over the last 6. And of course, coming into this in red hot to trot. In fact, these two sides did play each other way back in June 2017. That was the most recent match, and it ended up all square. That's right, 1-1. So maybe, just maybe, Iraq have a chance in this one. They are major underdogs with the bookies. 12-1, of course, is the odds here. 92 on is, of course, Japan red hot favourites. 11-2 is, of course, the draw here. Ain't going to be a draw. Going to be one-way traffic. 3-0 Japan taking the points, and of course that should guarantee themselves a spot in the last 16. Next up, we've got, who do we have here? We have Jordan taking on South Korea. That's right, coming at you on the 20th of January at the Al Tumana Stadium. Now, these two sides have played each other 5 times since 2008. We've got nothing for Jordan, 4 for South Korea, and there's been 1 draw between the two sides. Jordan, though, two goals scored in the course of those 5 games, 0.40 goals a game on average. Meanwhile, Korea coming to this at least 9 games without a loss, 6 wins on the spin, 100% form for them. And of course, their biggest win against Jordan was a 4-0 win. In fact, they got 9 goals in those 5 games combined, 1.80 goals a game on average. Jordan and, of course, Korea last played each other back in November 2014. It was a 1-0 win for Korea. That 1-0 draw was way back in May 2008 on this. But, of course, quick look at the bookies' odds on here as we look forward to this game, of course. Jordan a 10-1 for the victory here. Major underdogs. 92 on is, of course, your Korea, and 92 is the draw. Of course, South Korea should have enough of the tank here. Not that impressive, but a 2-0 win. Get over the line. 3 points in the bag, and we'll see where they go. Next up, we do have Bahrain. They're going to be taking on Malaysia. That's right, coming at you on Saturday, January the 20th. Now, these two sides, again, coming at you, have played each other just 6 times. 2007, 4 wins for Bahrain. Nothing for Malaysia. There's been 2 draws between two sides. But Malaysia's biggest win was a 4-1 win. You've got 10 goals. What am I saying? Bahrain's biggest win was a 4-1 win. They've got 10 goals scored in those 6 games, 1.67 goals a game on average. Malaysia yet to get a victory, of course, but they have scored 3 goals in the course of those 6 games, 0.50 goals a game on average. Malaysia, though, 58% form for them right now, just 1 defeat the last 4. Up against the Bahrain side, 3 defeats on the spin. Could this be the time that Malaysia take full advantage of a bit of a ropey kind of form for Bahrain? They did play each other way back in June 2022. It was a 2-1 win for Bahrain. That one, or the last time they picked up a draw was way back in October 2013. It's been a long time, guys, since that one. The odds here, we have 7-4 on is your Bahrain. They are favoured here. 72-4 is, of course, your Malaysia. And we've got 3-1 is the draw here, guys. I'm going to go with, unfortunately, I'm going with a surprise. That's right, going with a curveball here. 1-0 win. Malaysia get their hopes and dreams, of course, for the Asian Cup alive with a big victory here. Going to go with a surprise 1-0 win. There's always a couple. There's always a couple of sneaky ones here. Next up, we do have. Who do we have here? We have Oman taking on Thailand, of course. Give me a minute to dig this one out. Of course, now these two sides locking horns over in Group F. That's right. Oman against Thailand. Thailand, of course, starting off with a fantastic win. Now, these two sides have played each other 7 times. 2007, 4 wins for Oman, 2 wins for Thailand. There's been 1 draw between the two sides as well. Oman, though, coming into this 2-0 win, their biggest, scoring 8 goals over the course of those 7 games, 1.14 goals a game on average. Thailand, though, 3-0 win, the biggest, scoring 7 goals in those 7 games, a goal a game on average. They come into this on 42% form for Thailand, 2 wins in the last 6 games. Up against the Oman side, 50% form for them, winning 3 and losing 3 over the course of the last 6 as well. Last time around that these two sides played was a 2-0 win for Oman back in January 2019. The bookies, though, do have, I don't even know about the bookies odds. It's going to be quite hard to figure this one out, the bookies odds. Give me a second. In fact, I haven't got no odds. Got to go with my gut here. My gut instinct will say that Oman are the favourite here, but I am going to go with a 2-2 draw. Another surprise curveball here because Thailand, with the tails up, with their victory in the last time around, they want to keep on going. And 1 point should be enough to put Thailand in a bit of a situation to qualify in the last 16. And then we got Kyrgyzstan, bit of an upset, or a bit of a surprise, or a little bit disappointed with them so far. Kyrgyzstan up against, of course, a Saudi Arabia side that looked a little ropey. But of course, got over the line in the end. That's right. So Kyrgyzstan, Saudi Arabia locking horns on the 21st of Jan at the Ahmed bin Ali Stadium. Now these two sides have never played each other, according to my eyes. But Kyrgyzstan coming into this on 42% form for them right now, just 1 win in 5. Saudi Arabia, though, 92% form for them right now, winning 5 of the last 6. Of course, Kyrgyzstan with that 2-0 loss against Thailand. How bad are they? Well, we'll have to see in this one. Saudi Arabia, though, with that squeaky 2-1 win over Oman to set themselves up for this one, where they should dominate this game. None the same, of course. But again, there's always a couple of curveballs here. I've got no odds on this one as well. But realistically, I've got to go with my gut on this one. My gut says a heavy 3-0 win for Saudi. They'll show up here. They'll deliver the goods. And of course, will put themselves in prime time position to get themselves through as group winners over in Group F. That's, of course, my picks. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. Of course, we look forward to seeing what you've got as well in the predictions as well. But until then, guys, subscribe, thumbs up. Catch you later for the next one, whenever that is.